Welcome back to Lead-erally Speaking, a leadership podcast ran by the Year 3s in RVSLA. Today we are joined by Hallie and Ashlyn, who are interviewing Year 1 and 2s from the program, where they share their leadership journeys and experiences.
Hi, my name is Chloe, and I go to WH Croxford.
Hi, I'm Casey. I go to George McDougall. Hi, my name is Jenna. I go to WG Murdoch.
Hi, my name is Maya. I go to Burt Church High School.
Hi, my name is Ashlyn and I go to Cochrane High.
Hi, my name is Ariana and I go to Burt Church High School.
Hi, my name is Hallie, and I go to WH Croxford.
Hi, my name is Kenzie and I go to Horseshoe Crossing.
Hi, my name is Cameron and I go to Burt Church.
Hi, my name is Carly. I go to WH Croxford.
Hi, my name is Avery and I go to WH Croxford.
Welcome to
Lead-erally Speaking!
Okay, we are here with Laura, Year 1. Do you want to start just telling us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Laura. This is my first year in RVSLA. I am in 10th grade and I go to Bow Valley High School in Cochrane.
Do you do any sports, or you have any favorite things that you want to tell us about?
I do badminton and curling. It sounds silly, but it's super fun. And hobbies, I guess, honestly, I just do leadership. I don't do much other than that.
Did you just compete at the curling, or how'd it go?
Did. In the Rocky View School Bonspiel, my team got second.
Nice.
And then in the zones, we don't need to talk about that.
I heard there was a good team in zones that hadn't been beat. Is that true?
Yeah, there was a lot of good teams. A lot of them were professional curlers though, so on Team Alberta and stuff. So.
Oh, that is crazy.
Wow.
Well, I go to Cochrane High. I play hockey, do track and field, cross country, do a bunch of sports.
I go to Croxford, the one right across the street. I play basketball and rugby. I help out with the football team. I'm an athletic trainer. And then I play baseball outside of school, and I used to play hockey. Wow. Yeah. I gotta keep busy or else I go crazy, so.
You're very involved with leadership. Do you want to tell us a little bit, the start of it, back to middle school? Tell us about your involvement.
So I started leadership at the end of grade 7. Fireside School had the SOAR team, which was a lunch program where we met and created leadership things. We ran assemblies, that sort of a thing. And my friends talked me into going, and I went a couple of times. It ended up being a lot of fun. And then in grade 8, leadership became my everything. So I did all of the SOAR team. I was leading every single assembly. I started leading readathon, that's a school event we did. I started to come to RVSLA things in grade 8, where I got to come and work with some year 2s and 3s as they planned MSLIC and got to see their process. And then I went to MSLIC and then went to grade 9, which was hard, I guess, because there was only a class, but you couldn't join the club leadership until grade 10. But I talked them into letting me going, so I did leadership throughout grade 9, and then I joined RVSLA this year and do leadership in my school.
Are you doing any specific projects for Bow Valley right now?
Right now we're working on Cochrane Classic, which I know Cochrane High is also working on.
Yes.
I'm in charge of running Mental Health Mondays, which is a wellness program our school runs. So I'm overseeing all of that. And then I'm also working on a fundraiser, which is going to be starting up in the next month or two for the Children's Hospital.
That's so cool.
That's sick. God damn.
What have we done?
I would say if I can even think that far back, I feel old. I joined leadership grade 6. They had it at my school. I second year being out here. I came out here halfway through grade 5. I originally lived in Manitoba, and leadership is not really a big thing out there. So I joined leadership in grade 6 and was planning fun things. Kept going. Grade 8, I planned my grade 8 grad, a dance, and then we had this thing where you can stay at this it's over school hours, so you stayed at the school, and it was a big thing. No one's ever done it in our middle school before, so it was a thing that I started. I don't know if they still do it, but that was pretty cool. I did the class in grade 9 because they didn't put all the grades together until grade 10. So then I did the class through grade 9, had to talk a lot about, there was a lot of I was introduced to a lot of older people. I met a girl, her name was Rachel. She invited me to a leadership retreat camp sort of thing for a weekend. So I got to do that, and I got to meet people from all different places at that, and see how you can change as somebody. And then have done leadership ever since. Found out about RVSLA going into grade 10 through Mr. Thompson, who was my vice principal, who now works at Bird Church. And then, yeah, I am currently here. I don't do leadership at school currently because it didn't fit into my schedule this year, but I'm glad that I get to be a part of RVSLA.
I've done, I went to Manitoba, and there wasn't a ton of leadership opportunities there. I wasn't on student council, so my leadership journey didn't really start until high school. We don't do grade 9s into the senior leadership, but my sister was in senior leadership, so I just tagged along, helped with their projects. I was the free kid that could just put up posters and stuff and help organize. And then grade 10, I did RVSLA. I didn't do the Cochrane High one. And then grade 11, I did RVSLA. And then grade 12, I did senior leadership at Cochrane High in grade 11 and grade 12. And then in grade 10, the summer of grade 10, I got to go to a Lions leadership camp in Kananaskis, which there was 25 of us, 10 from the Alberta area, and then 15 from all over the world. So we got to do a whole bunch of stuff. We did leadership lessons, and then we did whitewater rafting, horseback riding, we did line dancing, but I really just got to I learned that leadership is so important for networking and putting yourself out there. And then last summer, I got to go to Italy for another Lions camp, which was introduced through leadership. That's how I got involved. I got to be at a camp with 45 of us from 20 different countries, so it was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I also we got invited to Sea Slick, our school, and it's a big, wide thing. So then we went to Toronto last year, and we met so many people, and we met people that their first language was French, and they were teaching us how to speak French, and I was I guess I got my name, and that's about it. I know how to say hello and my name, and then I didn't catch on from there. But yeah, and then the camp that I went to that Rachel invited me to was called RILA, it was like, not a lot of people know about it, but it is like part of the Rotary Club thing. So I got invited, and me and Avery, one of the other year threes, went together, and by the end of it we were like, we felt so much different, and like you could really tell that we changed as people and as like leaders, and we like learned a lot from it. So it is very cool to like have those opportunities.
Are you doing a TED Talk this year?
We haven't actually started our like TED Talks yet. I think we're like sort of starting it today, sort of starting it next RBSLA meeting, but I am planning on giving one just for the experience.
Do you have any ideas what you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the like contrast and the like experience of coming here for MSLIC when I was in grade 8 versus like getting to come now and just like see it and like, I don't know, be in the same room and like do the same things that I got to do and like work with the leaders that I looked up to and how I learned from them.
What was kind of the impact of attending MSLIC, like as a student? Like what was it like for you?
I found it super cool, obviously. I got to work with high schoolers. Why wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah. But I got to see a bit of the behind the scenes, like I mentioned. I got to go to one of like the RBSLA planning days where they were like creating the design, so I got to see that. And I just really got to see how leadership continues past just like our little SOAR team and how well like groups can work, because I hated working in groups in leadership. So I really like, it broadened my horizon of leadership.
And did you do a talk or like an idea corral or an activity when you were helping out behind the scenes?
Yeah, I ended up running I don't know what it's called, a class lesson thing, something that we did, maybe it was an idea corral, I don't really know what they are, but it was just, here's something that we did in our school. I talked about, I don't even remember what it's called, Family Friday or something like that, where all the schools had like your family color or like your different groups, like just divided their school into groups, and it's just like an activity to do within your groups once Friday, once a month sort of a thing. Cool. And I got to just tell other middle schoolers about it, and I led this activity.
And do you think it helped like for public speaking, like being able to do that? Like was that one of the like biggest opportunities you had for public speaking, or just like doing it to many different groups?
Definitely, because it was like I'd done public speaking before, as in like, I ran some assemblies, I had to talk to classes about other leadership events I had been putting on, but leading and working with the high schoolers was just different in a way. I'm not sure if it makes sense, but when I was working with the high schoolers, I got to see the different ways of how speaking in front of people and how to present yourself better, so I learned a lot in that. And also, I don't know, how it was done in like a bunch of groups and just middle schoolers instead of like 6-year-olds was a lot more intimidating, so then I also gotta just figure out how to do that in a different setting, I guess.
It's scary, like you don't know, middle schoolers can be judgmental. Like right. I did an idea corral last year, and it's like, I don't know how this is going to be perceived. Like, I don't know if they'll get the message of the talk that I mean, but I hope they get some meaning out of it and it's positive.
Yeah. I know, I feel like the whole public speaking thing in like the different environments is very like, it's a very different feeling, especially when you're like working with older kids. I'm a big talk person, so I do like a lot of public speaking. I've done a couple talks at my school for like mental health and stuff like that. And then I was our MC for MSLIC when we did it, and I was also a spirit leader, so I'm a very upbeat person, so talking is my thing. I really enjoy it. But like, yeah, it is like definitely a different experience when you're like standing up in front of like multiple people, like even the same age as you, and you're like trying to get this point across to them, and then you don't really know if you're hitting where they need you to, or if you're doing exactly what they need, or saying exactly what they need. So yeah, it's definitely a different experience.
What were your initial thoughts when we presented the podcast? Like, did you have any, like, thing that you were like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work, or were you just more unsure about the idea, or were you just excited?
I thought it sounded cool because you guys like pitched it to all the years at one of our last RVSLA meetings, and it just sounded cool and like an idea for the future for like when I'm in year 3 to be, oh, what am I gonna do? So I just like inspiring, I guess, like how I take what you guys did and translate it into what I will do, I guess.
Yeah, I think I think like the podcast definitely, like, we wanted to involve the year 1 and 2s because this program isn't just about the year 3s, it's about everybody. And
yeah, it's about like the lead up towards year 3 and like the process you're going through to like get there, the things that you're planning, the things that you're doing. Like you give a big talk at the end of year 1, you plan MSLIC year 2, and then you have year 3 where it's almost done and you're realizing like this was a journey and was something different that I did, and you got through it, and now you get to leave a legacy behind. It's kind of cool.
do you wish there was more connection between the years? Like we did more stuff together?
I feel like well, first of all, yes, obviously. Working with the grade like 12s and 11s is definitely how I learn best in leadership. Or like today when we were watching a run through of the MCs, I was like, oh, what are they doing to be speaking well? How are they holding their microphone? What are they doing to pause in between to like take a breath? And that's how I learn in leadership. And so working with the older grades is the best. It's cool, and also most of them are really nice, so that's fun. But I do feel like, at least for year 1s, a lot of our meetings, sorry, words are hard, are with all the years, so I do get to like see you guys a lot, which is nice, but the more is better.
Yeah, I think we should like have more. Like, I don't know a ton of the year 1 names. Like, there's so many of you, and it's not because we're not trying. We're all so focused on our end goal, and like we want to do our best. But I think there could be more connections between the 3 years.
Yeah, there definitely could be, and like you guys don't really know us as people, and we don't really know you as people, and like I feel like anytime you guys like hear from us, it's like feedback about something that you guys are doing, or like something that we've been planning, or like something that we've been through, where I feel like if there was more connection between the years, we could actually like get to know you guys, and we can have like those one-on-one conversations with some of you. We can like actually help you in more ways than I feel like we can now. So having that more connection between all the years we'd all probably benefit from it.
I think the podcast definitely helps the younger years, if they choose to watch, to get to know who we were, even though it will be after we're gone, but they'll be like, hey, I didn't know that about her when I met her, but this is so cool, and I understand her maybe a little more. I think that will.
And there will definitely be times where like some of us come back to like maybe take the new year 1s through something, or like come back and help out wherever we can. Like Anna, who's here today, she was a year 3 when we were year 1s or year 2s? Year 2s. And she's back out helping, like she's back here helping out now and stuff like that, but we met her beforehand, and having her like, so they do, like we end up coming back, and we end up wanting to help and like put ourselves out there and help where we can, so yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Do you find there's like a big difference between the RVSLA and the Bow Valley leadership program?
I would say yes, because we're focusing on different skills that we're learning. In Bow Valley, we learn, and we're putting on events. Like, that's our big thing, is, okay, we're running Cochrane Classic, Halloween Havoc, what are we going to do for this? And we're practicing those leadership skills. But as we came to RVSLA, obviously year 1 is a lot of fundamental skill building, like conflict management, how do you be a leader? and working with the different schools, because that's what RVS like does, is it's like the combination of schools. You like struggling with words here, but you just get to do different things. Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like for Cochrane High, we're very similar. Like here, it's smaller groups. You're working more on yourself. Like you do who you are, and then who you are in a group, and then just working together.
Yeah.
And Cochrane High, we have 80 kids in leadership. Like we have a crazy amount. Like you don't get to know a bunch of the kids. Like you're just like, the main point is to put on this event and it go good. Like this, it's all event focused. Here, it's personal leader focused.
Yeah. It's a lot of like, here we're a smaller group, as I was saying. We're not a very big group, but like we've got to like know, like we've been here for 3 years and we've got to know each other, but like even just us being our small little group now, it's like I feel like I've gotten to know a lot more about these people and like who they actually are, or what they do outside of school, like, and everybody like cares about everybody, and it's kind of like we listen to everybody's stories, we like are telling stories, like it's great. And I feel like at like high schools you don't really get to see that much, because it's like we're always running events, we're always doing something, or there's so many of us in one class that you don't like, you know, the people that you usually work with or you usually sit with, and you don't really like know anybody else. But then you come here and you're like, oh, well now I get to learn about people from Cochrane, people from Langdon or Bow Valley or wherever, and it's just a really cool experience.
Well, I think for like third years, like we tell each other our problems. Like we just let it all out, because we know there's no judgment. And like when it was really hard in December and November with like exams and pushing to Christmas break, or even January finishing our grades, like no diplomas, and having maybe some final exams or like just big unit tests, like we could just come here and let it all out, because everybody understood, like, yes, I'm also burnt out, but we have to keep going.
Yeah. And like even now we're like recording these videos for the podcast, and like half of us are sitting in there yapping, talking about school, talking about drama that's going on. It's like, so we do both, and we kind of like, we all have each other's back kind of thing. It's like we've turned it into like a family basically, and kind of are all there when we need to like talk or just get something off our chests.
And you don't really get that even sometimes in your friend groups or even at school. Like you find it's hard to just be able to let it all out. And I kind of hope that's what happens for the year ones next year, the year twos. Like I think that's the final goal everyone should push towards.
Yeah. It definitely helps when you're trying to plan something like this, and like you're like, so guys, we need to do this video, but not everybody's here. So like there's a lot of like, we also have to like work around things like people's schedules and stuff like that when they can't be here or they are busy or stuff like that. But like we've definitely figured it out. We've definitely got it down about how we're communicating with each other, and I think that's a big thing for us.
Yeah. We're gonna do one last question. Just, do you have any questions for us you want to ask? Or about anything, leadership, school, life?
What like convinced you guys to stay in RVSLA even when you're like on top of school as it gets like harder, like grade 12 coming?
That
sounds intense.
is a great question.
You can go first.
Okay. For me, it was, I have the mindset of there's always more to learn. So, with school, I know it's like very stressful and stuff like that, but RVSLA is like the one day that I get to come and I get to not think about school. I get to think about what's going on throughout the day, what I'm learning, what is something new that I learned today. And that was just a big thing that always kept pushing me forward, is like I have good outcomes in the end, and like this is like a great opportunity for like me, and it's a great thing to have. And like there's like I'm still learning things that I didn't know. Like, I didn't know personally I could do. I didn't know it was like a big part of anything. And I still learn things to this day. And I feel like if I would have stopped doing RVSLA, I would have never made it to who I am today and what kind of leader I want to keep being in the future. So I think that's what kept me going most of the time.
I think for me, like, seeing the results of, like, hey, I think I defined myself as a leader, like, found who I was doing this program. Like, the Cochrane High one, you don't really figure out who you are, you just figure out your impact and how hard work pays off. But here I could find out, like, hey, sometimes I'm not the loudest leader, but that doesn't mean I'm not heard or seen. Stuff like that. And, like, again with the learning, like, you're never done learning, and I saw how what the things I had been taught affected me and impacted me. Like, when I went to these camps and or met new people, I knew the skills to talk to them, do networking, and even like in small groups I now know, like, hey, I'm comfortable doing this. Like, I see all of you as different types of leaders. Like, I respect you and we can do this together. Like, I trust you. So using the skills I've learned, like, has really pushed me, like, hey, you're not done learning, and later in life at the workforce or in university, these skills will benefit us and pay off.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like you see everybody's like different, like all the different leadership types when you're planning MSLIC. That's a big thing. Like, when we were planning MSLIC, we knew there was gonna be people that didn't like want to be very front and center and like talk to like a big group, but like could do like this small group, like in idea corrals and stuff like that. So I feel like you also like get to see like all the different leadership types throughout it, and I feel like that's pretty cool because like I'm a loud leader. Like, I'm very talkative, I'm very outgoing, but like Ashlyn's my opposite and isn't maybe as loud as I am, and like, but we both can work really well together just because our leadership, like, we don't always butt heads. So it's definitely a cool experience to keep going. So if that's something you're interested, I say do it and keep going.
Yeah, like, Hallie would never speak over me or be louder than me, be the bigger leader. Like, she understands, like, maybe I need some time to warm up. Like, she'll take initiative and be like, yeah, Ashlyn, you warm up. Like, you are a leader, you are doing leadership stuff. But when it's your time to shine, you will shine, and I will step back. Like, we complement each other that way.
And it works, like, especially you're not trying to be rude or anything, and like you do make mistakes and end up like maybe speaking over once in a while, but like you always know when to take that step back, and like it like really helps to like know like, okay, this isn't my time, I can take that step back and I can let somebody else be the leader. Because I was a big person that was like, no, I want to do it, like if it's not my way, it's no one's way sort of thing. And like that definitely changed for me, and I know when I can take a step back, and I know when it's somebody else's turn, which is a really great skill to have.
It's really the idea of like you can still work and grow.
Yeah.
It's really
Do you have any other questions?
I think that's it.
No? Okay. Well,
Thank you.
Yeah.
So nice
We
to meet you
appreciate
guys.
it.
You too. Thank you. We're really glad we got to hear your leadership journey.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. Like, I didn't know, like, personally, I didn't even know about this thing, and if I would have known, I don't even think.
We didn't even attend MSLIC as middle schoolers.
We just
so.
heard about it come grade 10, so that's a really cool experience for you. But thank you for letting us talk to you and ask questions. And we're back. Here we have a question with us. Is there anything that you would like to tell us?
I'm a student in Cochrane High. I'm in grade 10 in the first year of RVSLA. I think I'm the only person from Cochrane High in my year. I think there's one person in year 2 or 3. Not sure who that is though.
Tis I.
Oh.
I'm the third year from Cochrane High.
Yeah.
So you play any sports at your school?
Not with the school, but I do archery on my own. There's a little archery range outside of Cochrane. I used to do rugby, but then my mom made me quit because she didn't want me to get a concussion. And then I got a concussion a month later because my friend tossed volleyball into my face. So, you know,
So it didn't stop the concussion.
no, but it probably stopped future concussions because I have a friend who plays rugby and I swear he's concussed like every 3 months.
As someone who plays rugby,
As somebody who plays rugby, that is a very true fact.
Yeah.
I stopped counting, so I don't know what I'm at, which is probably a bad thing.
Yeah, that's.
But we're still here.
can't
And
remember.
no. Yes. So I go to Croxford. I am in grade 12. I'm a year 3 in RVSLA. I play rugby and basketball through school, and then outside of school I play baseball and I used to play hockey.
That's a lot of sports.
Yeah, I have to keep busy. I'm not a sit still kind of person. I gotta go or else it's not fun.
So I go to Concord High as well. I'm in grade 12. My 3rd year of RBSLA. I do track, cross country, hockey. Yeah, for track I do hurdles. For hockey I just play in town. I play for RHL, if you know what that
I
is.
don't know what that is.
That's okay. And then yeah, I run with the school and then with the club in Calgary.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you want to start telling us how you heard about the program?
Well, my dad founded it, so you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So my dad is Scott Thompson. I think this was originally his idea, and then yeah, he like made that with Lauren, and then he moved on to other things. And yeah, now Lauren's running this. So when I got to grade 10, he was like, "Hey, you should do this thing." I was like, "Yeah, it's cool."
That's so cool.
That is cool.
I'm assuming by your face you know my dad.
Yes. Your dad is actually the one who introduced me to this program. He was my vice principal. He was like my favorite vice principal. He was like he was my go-to guy. I talked to him like literally about everything. And when Miss Curry came to our school and like was giving her slideshow, Mr. Thompson was the one who pulled me aside and like introduced me to her individually. And then that's kind of how I got into the program, and he was kind of my recommendation to like get into the program and was like, she'd be a good leader and like be a good part of this. So yes, I do know your dad.
Yeah, I feel like that there's a lot of people that my dad's like, "Hey, go do this thing. You'll like it. Do it." And then yeah.
Do you end up enjoying it usually?
Yeah. Yeah. It's really, oh boy, it's a really cool experience. Also, I don't have a lot of room for options because I'm in French.
Me too, yeah.
And then I also because I want to do drama options, but then if I do that, then there's just no room for anything else. So I can't actually take a leadership option, which is annoying because that's something that I would like to do. So then this is how I get to do that. So yeah.
Like you aren't able to do the senior leadership due to drama?
Well, I could, but also I don't have enough room to do all the things that I want to do.
Yeah.
And then
Real.
Yeah.
Well, I know next year if you want to apply for senior leadership, they're always looking for more boys. So
yeah,
and I would recommend. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
If I knew what you were talking about, I would agree too, but I do not.
Our
What is-
leadership is a J block option.
okay.
It's not like a class, but we get 5 credits for it.
Ours was a J block option, and then they turned it into a class this year.
Oh, it's
And-
at 7:30
See, ours
Friday morning.
Ours was like that, except we met twice a week. In the morning, it was Tuesday, Thursday in the morning, and that's when we do all of our planning and stuff like that. And then this year, they made it into a class, and then half of us had to drop it because it didn't fit in our schedules. So half of the grade 12s that I know, can't do it because it doesn't work with our timelines and stuff like that. So.
I heard about the program through, do you know Miss Cote?
No.
She was there before, she just retired. She was one of the old food teachers. She introduced me to the program. Lauren didn't come that year, I believe, to do a presentation like she had done to the other schools, but Miss Cote pushed me to apply to do it just because I didn't do senior leadership that year.
No idea what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be honest, I have not thought about that at all. That was I have a whole bunch of months, and then all of a sudden it's February, and I haven't thought about it once.
But you are planning on doing one?
Yeah, I think so. Just because, yeah, like I've never really been afraid of public speaking. Yeah, I've always just been able to do that. I don't know why, I just do.
Real.
That's more like, you're very like that.
Yeah, I am very like that. I did a talk. I did a partner talk, so there was 2 of us. And we talked, ours was called Mission Impossible. And we basically talked about how things might seem impossible, but they're always possible if you believe in them and you put the effort in to do them, if you're really passionate about it. And we talked about our friendship because the girl that I did it with was from Cochrane. And we met through RVSLA, so we talked about how our friendship grew through the program and how it turned into us hanging outside of RVSLA and like calling and all of that stuff. So it was a really good talk. My partner was not the loudest speaker. I'm a very loud speaker. I like to project my voice when I have to. So doing my talks, I was very loud, and then she was a little bit more quieter, but it worked.
I did my talk on self-advocating. I talked about my hockey journey. I played for 13 seasons, so 12 years. And I'm in my last one this year, which is sad to think about. But I just talked about my coaches and just the importance of self-advocating, but I had never done a talk like that. I hadn't really done a bunch of public speaking before that. So I was super nervous, and it was really good exposure for me to get better at public speaking. I did the Remembrance Day ceremony in French. I was the French MC. So that definitely helped, like, having that experience. I could be like, hey, I can do this. It's in a different language, but I can calm myself down, and once I stumble over a couple words, which is natural, I can just enter a flow and just keep going. But
yeah, I did a lot of public speaking beforehand. I planned my 8th grade grad, so I had to give a speech about like the teachers that were like teaching us through the year and like helping us out and like thanking the school and like everything like that. So, and I also did a speech for mental health at my high school. We had a theme. The theme was Cars. So I had to like base my speech off of like mental health through the Cars movie and like had like clips.
That's interesting. That's not an easy theme to talk about mental health with.
No, but I found my way. It was basically how like I think there was like 2 clips that I used from like Cars to like show like struggles with mental health, but other than that it was a pretty good thing, and I got like people remember it, so I obviously made an impact, so that was good.
did you say ka-chow?
I wish I did.
No.
Someone rolled up with Lightning McQueen Crocs, and I'm like, can I borrow your shoes? So I had Lightning McQueen Crocs
Really?
on.
That is
That
awesome.
makes it any better.
Yeah,
I think that makes it worse if you didn't say ka-chow.
Oh.
Like, it kind of makes up for it, but also like you had the whole thing. Like,
I know.
Like a good vibe and like, thank you. Ka-chow.
Yeah, I know. There was a lot going on with that one. My slide wasn't like my videos weren't working at the beginning.
as usual, that's just how all the
Technology works. My MCs were in my ear. I had an AirPod in so that we could know when each other's cues were to like switch. So when I was giving my speech, all you could hear was them singing a song, and I'm like, this is not helping me. I like had to like subtly pretend like I was grabbing something and like pull the AirPod out of my ear so that I couldn't hear anybody, because I'm like, I can't do this, guys. But no, should have said ka-chow. I missed out.
That's okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a very common theme with any like school assembly where it's like the slide, they'll go to the slide but then press it again and then have to go through the entire slideshow again.
Yes.
Or the video, it's like, okay.
Yeah,
and then the
exactly.
video just doesn't start for like 3 minutes.
Or the microphone cuts out.
Yeah,
One
or there aren't any
dies.
microphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucky I have a projector voice, so I could
Yeah.
yell if I had to.
Yeah.
What were your initial thoughts when we proposed the podcast idea to the group?
That was a long time ago.
That was back in November.
Almost, yeah. That was a long time ago. Yeah, that was something that I was like, man, that's a really cool idea, but also like really ambitious. Just because I feel like trying to do a project that not only is already a partner project with people you see once a month, also having another like a third party almost of people who people who have never done anything like RVSLA before, and also you see once a month. It's impressive that you actually managed to get this to work, because planning something like that is not easy.
Yeah, our first idea due to the strike, like we had done a bunch of brainstorming at the camp for the third year overnight camp, and the strike happened, and we're like, Kate, we lost a session, we have to restart. Like Miss Curry says, we have to redo something. Like our ideas are good, but we just have to do it on a smaller scale. And we're like, hey, what about a podcast? And it was like we had been bouncing back and forth on the call, like we all had like similar ideas, and then the podcast kind of was something that just kept coming up, and it was something that we could do that left a legacy that people knew who the third years were even after we leave, and could hear kind of our stories, personalized leadership.
Yeah, it was definitely when the podcast option was brought up, we all were like, oh yeah, that sounds like really cool. We did like think about it a little bit longer, and then we're like, no, this is actually really cool. And then once we started planning, it was like we didn't find it hard to plan. We found it like pretty easy, and we had like sessions, like we had names for what we wanted to do and things that we wanted to talk about, and then people just joined wherever they wanted to, and then you got to sit there and you got to like be a part of it, and then now you're talking and you get to not just show people your part of leadership, but like we're also broadening it to other people who like maybe don't know so much about this program or are like scared to do it, but like then having us talk about it could maybe help them get through that like fear and anxiousness.
Yeah, I guess it also helps because you guys have been doing this for 3 years now.
Yeah.
So you guys probably actually know each other.
I think we really got to know each other
This year.
Like that might sound crazy, but after the overnight stay, like you don't have your phones, you don't have cell service, like you are
nothing.
You are out in the woods, no power, no electricity, like you're out there cooking, you're having like it's a family, you become a family out there. We're like out in the dark with our flashlights, scaring each other, like having a good time.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because I've done like a couple like wild and roams and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I
very
imagine
similar.
it's similar.
Yeah, and we did cooking groups, like you had to organize it, but you really got to know each other, like going to bed, you're telling each other stories, like updating each other about your life, like you get to know who each other are.
Yeah, I shared a cabin with a couple people that I knew, and one of my friends was scared of the dark. So we were on this twin mattress, sharing it because she wouldn't sleep on her own bed. I almost fell off the bed. I don't know how we actually fell asleep. I don't know how it was comfortable for either of us. I woke up and my head was off of the bed. So lucky I didn't fall. But we were on like the top bunk too. Like our cabin had bunk beds, and it was like a queen mattress, and 2 of the people were already in there. Then we had 3 bunk beds, and hers was the middle one. So she climbed up on mine, and we were sharing a bed, and my other friend was on the bottom. I'm like, so hopefully none of us fall.
Yeah, I went camping with a friend once, and it was 3 of us in like a 4-person tent, so there was like space between the mats, between the like air mattresses, and then like I just wake up at one point and he's fully off of his mat, sleeping on like just on the bottom of the tent, so he's sleeping on gravel pretty much, I'm like, okay, I'll just let him sleep because if he can sleep on that, he'll be fine. And then I wake up, and I'm no longer on my mat, and he's on my mat. And I'm like, dude, I wake him up, I'm like, you're on my mat. Go away. And then he was like, oh, sorry, and just rolled over, went back to sleep. I was like, but what am I supposed to do? I also stole my friend's pillow by accident when you were sleeping, because we both had the same pillow, but like different colors. And in the dark, I woke up, and he sat up for like not more than 5 seconds, but I saw, oh look, that's my pillow. I don't want to be sleeping without a pillow, so I grabbed it and then used it for the rest of the night. And so he sits up and sits back, and like first it sits up for 5 seconds, and then there's just no more pillow. And by that point I'm falling back asleep.
Did
So
he even know?
I think we figured it out in the morning, but yeah, because I went back to sleep before anything happened, so yeah.
I think you can get the best stories from camping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like the craziest stuff can happen.
yeah, because you spend like probably 4 days. I want to say like most camps, 3 or 4 days with people, and you like cook with them, you eat with them, you sleep in the same room as them. Yeah, you get really close. And then,
Yeah. On ours, we had to build a shelter. Like, we had to, like, learn how to survive. And we were building a shelter, and everybody was like, how are we going to do this? And I'm like, I'll climb the tree for us. I was legit in the tree, climbing it, trying to hang our tarp up so that we could have somewhere to, like, not sleep, because we weren't sleeping out there, but, like, to show that where we were where we were going to stay if we were actually to stay out there. I came out and I had cuts all over my legs, and I'm like, so was that a good idea? I also ended up on someone's shoulders, trying to hang something up. We almost fell, which wouldn't have ended well, but it was fun. It was definitely a great experience for us as year threes, just to like get to know each other better and like have those stories to tell.
Yeah.
Especially since we were told to like, we left, and Miss Curry told us to go to bed, and we were all hanging out by 2 cabins, literally talking in the dark, scaring each other, and then we were yelled at to go to bed. So
we did go to bed. I think the flint and steel, the making the fire with the flint and steel, that really like everyone's going at it, and I know Owen was in my group and he's trying to get it, and we're passing around the circle because you're just each getting frustrated with it, but it brings you together how angry you are at this flint and steel, because fires were hard to start. The grass was wet, like I swear.
Yeah, if you can get just like dry grass and like a bundle of small twigs, you can make a fire very quickly. But if it's wet, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, and then we just started wandering the forest, and we found a chair, so we put it in our shelter.
Like you still can make a fire. It's just so much harder, and yeah, you have to readjust any, like if you're used to making a fire with good material, you have like instincts on that, and then if it's wet, you have to just completely shift those to be something else.
Yeah, we were just scraping.
You also had to like do a bear hang where you like hung the bag for like the food. So I went to go throw the bag with the rope. I got it stuck in the tree with no hang on it. The bag was still on the ground. The bag that I would put my food in was still on the ground, and the rope was in the tree. So I was throwing sticks at it to get it out of the tree, and I finally found a stick long enough that I was on my tippy toes. I could reach the little handle thing that it had that I was supposed to be holding on to. So then I finally got it down, and then I finally got the bag attached and threw it back over, and then it finally happened. But there's a video, and me and Maya are laughing our heads off because I got the rope, the one thing that we needed, stuck in the tree.
If it's a rope though, could you not have was it like not hanging down?
It was not hanging out. It was like in a bag, because he like kept his ropes in a bag, and it had a handle, so you were like, you pulled the beginning of.
So you could throw it out.
Yeah, so you had the beginning of the rope, and then you were supposed to throw it over. I just threw it and let go of the rope and wasn't thinking, and it got stuck in the tree, and it took me at least 10 minutes to get it out of the tree. So that was fun.
Yeah. Do you think you're a different leader now, February 2026, than you were September 2025?
I feel like I mean, yes and no, because like I feel like I still would lead in a fairly similar style, but I've made a lot more connections, so I have like more people that I trust and that I know that I can rely on to, like, hey, can you go do this? Can you go get me this thing? I've also, yeah, I've had some more experiences and stuff, so I feel like my leadership style is the same, but just more informed, I think.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, I have more people I can rely on, more connections.
Do you think you're different from September 2025?
Great question. I feel like I am sort of the same, but I've definitely learned a lot more, and like I've definitely had different experiences with leadership, and like not actually having it for my school this year, but like still having the teachers come up to me and like welcome me into the class and being like, no, you can do this, you don't have to be in our class, we want you here, you're a good leader. Like having that, I feel like helped me a lot to like realize like I do make an impact on what I'm doing, and there is things that I'm good at. So I feel like in a way, yes, I have changed, but in another way, I'm still the same me. So
yeah.
What about you?
I think I've learned some hard lessons in grade 12. Like, there's so much going on, and just like you're basically preparing yourself for the next chapter of your life, and you have to learn some hard things the hard way. Like, hey, if you don't study for this test, you won't get 100. Like, who knew? But like stuff like that, and just being disciplined even when it gets hard and you don't feel motivated, you have to keep going. I think, yeah, I've definitely learned a lot of things, and I think I'm just growing as a person throughout the year as I've experienced more.
Yeah.
And as a first year, you set your values. Do you want to tell us what your 3 values you picked were?
I think I set, like, I picked 3 and then realized that they weren't really like measurable. So then I picked a different 3, but one of them was the same. To be honest, I don't actually remember.
That's okay.
I should probably go find the sticky notes somewhere. And be like, oh yeah, those are the words that I wrote on the piece of paper. I know one of them was integrity. Shot in the dark, probably compassion.
If you don't remember, it's totally okay.
I don't remember, but yeah, I know one of them was integrity.
Do you think you still correspond with integrity? You still carry that as one of your core values today?
Yeah, I think so. One of the like main reasons why that was something that like surfaced fairly fast for me, that I like when you're doing that thing, I'm not sure if it was on the list, but I just was like, okay, it pretty much immediately I knew that that was going to be one of the 3 that I put down, because over the summer I did a thing called Faces. So it's like it's a week-long thing. You do a bunch of outdoor activities, and it's about like building like strength of character, integrity, and like, yeah, it's a super cool experience. There's 3 years of it. First year you do just like a bunch of outdoor activities. We did like canoeing, rock climbing, rappelling. We did a 2-day hike, stuff like that. And the second year it's like just a big 4-day hike that you do. And then third year you can choose to go back to either one of those and like help out as like pretty much a volunteer.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a super cool thing.
Wow.
And it's probably the fastest I've ever become friends with people, because especially for us, the first day we hiked, and the first 2 days it rained nonstop. So we tried to have like in the tents, and like we had tarps over the fire and tried to draft, but there was no staying dry. And one of the people in my tent, because our tent was at an angle, and I'm not entirely sure how, but somehow water got in, and he's just slept in a puddle.
Oh.
Like not even like a small puddle, like just a full-on puddle. But yeah, it was it was funny because they were like, oh yeah, it's a 7K trip, and they thought it was 7K round trip. It was 7K there and 7K back, which was not that bad because like I do a lot of hiking with my family, but also because of the nature of doing it in a group, it was just stop start. So I was like, there's no way we haven't gone 3.5 kilometers yet. We've been doing this for 4 hours. Like, there's no way. And then eventually I realized, okay, no, it's a 7K hike, not a 3.5. But yeah, it was a really cool experience. And it's one of the things where when you do something that's difficult with a group of people, you get really close with them.
Yeah.
And something, especially with hiking, I don't know why, but I think there's probably some studies out there. I'm not going to pretend like I know any of them though. But yeah, there's some, just something with hiking that you just get close with people. And I'm not entirely sure why.
It's like being outdoors, you just like, the truth comes out of your mouth and it's like, there's no judgment in the forest.
Real.
Did you do that by yourself or like, was it just a group of kids or were parents there as well?
It was just a group of kids. But yeah, it's funny because we were like, oh yeah, we heard about this thing, we'll sign up. And it opened at like 8:30 or like 7 or something. And I think my mom got on to like sign up half an hour later and it was already full. So I was on the waiting list and barely managed to make it in. And I had a friend who got on immediately, but then they did all the things and then the website crashed and take them out. And then in that time they got back and it was full, so he didn't make it in. But yeah, it was a super awesome experience.
So you went in knowing no one? Like you...
Yeah, I didn't know anyone. Like I got there, I was like, I mean, it'd be cool if I know someone, but also... Oh, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't know anyone, because if I had, I don't think I would have made those connections quite as fast or quite as strong. But yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
I understand though. I got to go to Italy with the Lions camp this summer, and I went by myself. I'd never traveled by myself, never been out of the country by myself. I'd never been to Europe before. And I had to get myself there, and I stayed with the host family, 5 people I'd never met, hardly spoke English. And then I did 2.5 weeks with 40 kids from around the world. But if my parents were there, I don't think I would have talked to a bunch of these kids. Like, I think I would have been too scared. But like 2.5 weeks, like after the first day, you're like, if I don't talk to anybody, no one's gonna talk to me, and I'm gonna have a boring 2.5 weeks of not knowing anybody. And I think the ability to, like, learning to, you have to reach out. Like sometimes you have to reach out, people don't come to you, is such an important skill to learn. And I still talk to a bunch of these friends from all over the world. Like, we still connect. Like, they're some of my closest friends just because I got to be myself, no judgment. They knew me of the version I was there in that moment. Like, under Italian heat, or like, you ever been like brisk up heat stroke? Like, you do not care what you say. You just need to get into shade. Like, they saw me like red face, sweating. Like, we didn't care how we saw each other. Like, you were just Ashlyn. Like, you were Ashlyn from Canada. Like, meeting these people and just having such a deep connection without having someone to push you, and pushing yourself are some of the deepest connections you make.
Yeah, and also I feel like with a lot of those programs, they understand, like, they understand how easy it is to just not talk to anyone.
Yeah.
So they definitely just at least with most of the programs that I've been in that are similar to that, they do push you a lot to be like, hey, go interact, and they do icebreakers, and
Yeah, I went to a thing called Sea Slick. It's like a big leadership retreat. We went to Toronto, and we spent a day in Toronto, and then we went to camp. Froze our butts off. I did not know it could be that cold, but it was that cold. I had to double up on socks, I had to double up pants, shirts, hoodies. I was it froze. But you meet people from all over during this, and it was a big thing. And I went with some people from my school, so I did know some people, but we weren't in the same cabins or anything like that. Or 2 of us got paired up, and then the other 2 didn't. And at the end, it was like you had a big dance, and it was like you're seeing these people for like who they are and like what they want to do, and you're like are meeting all these new people. And then it was like our school, like my group of students from the school, we started a mosh pit and like the big circle thing.
Awesome.
Man, I've never seen anybody get so intense in a dance circle except for the people that I've met in CC.
Yeah.
Like, it was wild. One kid came out, did the worm. Like, I was like, God damn. But it was a lot of fun, and like being there, you like hear from like all these different speakers like that went through like their own leadership journey. And like there was one female speaker who came and talked, and she is like a Sportnet like announcer, and that usually like they say it's like a male dominant sport, like a male dominant like job.
Most of those panels are for dudes and a
Yeah.
girl who's just like,
Yeah.
she's here so we can say that we employed a woman.
Yeah. So, but
And-
like it was her and 5 other girls that like started their own and were like got involved in it. Like, she was like showing us videos of like her interviewing like big basketball players and all this stuff, and I'm like, that's sick. And like she told us her journey of like how she dealt with like stuff growing up because she had a knee injury and like didn't know how she could continue with her sports and all this stuff. And like at that moment I was currently going through my own knee problem because of rugby, so I was like in a brace, and like it was just a really cool opportunity. So those things, like those activities that you do and like you get involved in, like they open your eyes so much, and they open your connection with other people so much that it's like, if I would have said no, or if I didn't go, or if I would have kept to myself or hung out with the people I knew, I would have never met any of these people that I know.
I'm so glad that my parents were outdoor people, and they decided that I was going to be an outdoor person as well. Because it's like here, the outdoors, it's a very special place, and you can enjoy it on your own and just like be at peace in the woods, or you can enjoy it with a couple of people, or you can enjoy it with 30 people, and it's a different kind of enjoyment, but they're all awesome. And and I feel like just the things, like the resiliency you build from doing like a lot of outdoor activities and leadership activities, they help you to do those things more, but also in other things, and they just make you more ambitious to like put yourself out there and go do things. And then you get to do cool things like this. You get to be on a podcast. That's not something I was expecting to happen this week.
Now you get to say you did it.
There you go.
Now I get to brag to my friends that I got to be on the RVSLA podcast. The one and only.
The one and
You
only.
better tell them.
Yeah.
To finish out the episode, do you have any questions for us? It can be about school, life, leadership, whatever.
What's your favorite part about RVSLA?
Favorite part, I would say, are like at the start, it was definitely getting to learn all these different skills, like getting to know myself as a leader, because year 1 is mostly about personal building. And then year 2 and year 3, when you start working with your group, it's the people. Like the people, I'm excited to see the people every month, like to come back and just be like, hey, here's what happened in my life this month. Like, let's reconnect, let's resettle, like, let's do a good job. Like, we all can work together. We come from very different places, different communities, but we all can just work together and be so successful easily. Like, we have hard times, but we can do it really good together.
I would say at the beginning it was definitely like being a part of something different, like realizing like I can do this, I can step out of my comfort zone, I can join things like this. Going on now, I gotta say it's the people. You definitely meet a lot of new people, and even now in year 3, we get to meet the year 1s, we get to meet the year 2s, we get to like, that's what we like get to do. But like even the people that you hang out with now, it's like our little group, we're so talkative with each other. We always check in, we always have each other's backs. Like there's always something, and every time we meet up during every once a month, like it's like we've been with each other for like the whole month, but like it's just good to come back and like catch up and like see all these people again and like do what we want to do and be the leaders that we want to be.
Like we hadn't seen each other since December because we didn't have a session in January, and it's been 2 months more.
Yeah.
And we just had to talk. We had to let it out. We had to update each other because we're just so excited to be back.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, if we walked into that room right now where we're sitting, all of us would be talking about some drama that's going on at someone's school or some boy or something like that. It's just like we have like a really great bond now, and it's really good to see them every once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
I think that's it. But, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. This is cool.
Yeah, we really enjoyed talking to you, Kirsten.
Yeah,
Thank
me too.
you.
Thank you.
My name is Chloe, and this is me signing off.
I'm Casey signing out. I'm Jenna signing out.
I'm Maya signing out.
I'm Ashlyn signing out.
I'm Ariana, and I'm signing out.
I'm Hallie, and I'm signing out.
I'm Kenzie and I'm signing out.
I'm Cameron, and I'm signing out.
I'm Carly, and I'm signing out.
I'm Avery and I'm signing out.
All right, guys, this is the end of our podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is
Lead-erally speaking.
Till next time. Bye.